All right, all right, all right. Let's see if we're up and running on YouTube. Let me just double check the audio and see if it's working. Hey, Manuel, how's it going? Manuel says, good evening. Happy to see you, Drew. Happy Saturday Night Fever. Exactly. That's what we're doing. Let's see. All right, audio's coming through good. Fantastic. Well, I hope everybody out there has had a fantastic week and looking forward to a productive weekend. Today was pretty busy for me, and tomorrow will probably be the same. But hey, Bill, how's it going? Well, looky here. Yeah, I know, a few minutes late, but at least I'm here. Manuel says, I'm doing good today. I just finished eating my dinner with my baby sister. Fantastic. Tomorrow night, and I almost forgot, is my anniversary, my wife and I's anniversary. And we had talked about making plans to go out to dinner, and we haven't finalized our plans just yet. But Sunday night, I don't normally stream or do anything Sunday night, so it should be fine. I think the only things I do on Sunday is I watch the football game while I'm at the store. So that'll be it. But this week was a very interesting week for scam calls. I got some new calls, some new scams that I was rather surprised about. Stars here says, "Hi, I'm in a romance scammer. Says he's Tom Cruise. What should I do?" Hi, I'm in a romance with a scammer. Says his name is Tom Cruise. What should I do? Well, I don't know. You never know. Tom might be looking for a new job. I heard that last movie he did kind of sucked. So I'm just kidding. Oh, Avery's here. Let me bring him in. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on?
I have a funny story to tell you.
Uh-oh.
But let me catch up. Bill says car is overheating. Oh, no, that's not good. He says, well, looky here. The car is overheating. Well, whatever you do, pull over and let it cool down. Bassett is here and says, hello, sir. How are you? I'm fantastic. We're going to deviate from scams for just a quick second and talk comics for just a quick second. Avery, you know, one of the local guys here in town, one of the local store owners, the thing that always shocked us about his store is how much freaking inventory he had. You know, how much extra. Yes. Well, I always wondered what he did with all those extra. Well, I now found out what he kind of does. And they told me this is the first time he did it, but I was kind of shocked. But he had a sidewalk sale going on today. And a couple of my regulars told me, hey, you should go check it out. And I went to go look, and he had long boxes of books, a lot of the new stuff, a lot of the stuff that he ordered crap loads of in order to get the exclusives and so forth. Guess how much he was selling them for?
How much?
10 for $1.
Whoa!
So needless to say, I packed a box with about 200 comics, and I'm like really flying high. I got a whole bunch of new comics. But
yeah, because you can sell them dirt cheap.
Yeah, and still make money. But one of the things that is interesting, I don't remember if you remember, Skybound did like a 10th anniversary 5-issue limited series where they were square-bound books. They had a whole crap load of alternate covers that you could get. He literally had 3 long boxes filled with the regular issues. He ordered so many in order to get the limited rare ones that he could sell for a larger amount, that he had 3 long boxes still filled with them. Yeah, I know. And I did buy 3 copies of number 1 because they were the blank cover versions. Those I know I can sell. And if I can't sell them, I can use them. So, okay. Enough about me. Let's go back to the chat and get back to the scams. Starbright says that's you're funny. Yes, I know. Bassett says last week I joined the chat, and today I'm waiting when you come online. Nice to meet you. Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry I was a few minutes late. I was wrapping up dinner with the wife, and sometimes it takes a few minutes to get all my ducks in a row and get here on time. So yeah. Starbright says, reason why I say that I gave him some money. Oh no, don't give him any money. Somebody claiming to be Tom Cruise? Nah, I wouldn't trust him. Rosie's here. Rosie says, nuts to daylight savings. Ain't that the truth? I might have missed you live if you hadn't been clicking through YouTube to pass the time till 1 a.m. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's well. Thank you so much, Rosie. Rosie, I appreciate you being here. Yeah, our time changes tonight. And the time change, whether it's forward or backwards, always screws me up. Always messes me up for like a week and a half afterwards. So I'm not looking forward to it. My whole day tomorrow is going to be crazy. But Bill says, I clicked on your video about Joe Biden and got a McAfee pop-up with a tab telling me to click on it. I don't think so. Delete it. That's good. That's good. Rosie says, you're back to Bassett. Says, welcome. It's lovely to see you again. Hugs. Okay, fantastic. I was mentioning the beginning that this week I got some new scams. New ways of attempting to scam me, and I thought that was very interesting. The Medicare scammers are still coming out in force, mainly because it's open enrollment for Medicare. But now I'm getting the healthcare scammers as well that are calling saying they're going to help you, provide you with help with. Here's the funny part. The two people that I've talked to so far called it Obamacare. It's not called Obamacare. It's not. I mean, that's what people refer to it as, but in the not legal sense, but in the government sense, it's the Affordable Care Act. It's not Obamacare.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody calls you up saying they're calling you about Obamacare. Technically, Obamacare doesn't exist. There is no such thing as Obamacare. That's a nickname for the federal program.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody calls you up and they're calling about a federal program, they're not going to call it Obamacare. I mean, I really don't think so. And I asked them about that too, and they were like, well, that's what everybody calls it. I said, yeah, everybody not in the government, but well.
That, and it's no longer mandatory.
That's true too.
They can't force you to do it anymore.
Yep. Manuel says, Drew, man from Lafayette, Louisiana, he got arrested for fraud with insurance. He had a body shop fix a vehicle. He never fixed it. About 8 cars. Oh, that's sleazy. That's very sleazy. You got to be careful. You never know. Starbright says, that's why I'm not giving any more. Okay, good. I hope you didn't give him a lot. Rosie says, spring forward, fall back. Is that right? No wonder. I'm always confused. Well, I've always remembered it spring forward, fall back. And the whole idea of falling back, you get an extra hours of sleep. That's BS for people that own pets because the pets don't care. And same thing with small children. If you have small children do not care about having an extra hours of sleep. So I always either had small children or pets. So it never worked for me. Manuel says to Rosie's Cottage, good evening, lovely, beautiful lady. Happy Saturday. Bassett says to Rosie, thank you so much. Dear, best wishes. I'm really happy to join this family chat. Well, welcome once again. We have fun here, just chit-chatting, talking, and every now and then we bring up an important fact or an important insight, and most of the times it's just us talking. Oh, I jumped around here. Rosie says hello to Manuel. He says, hope you're having a fabulous week. Manuel says, yes, I'm good, to Miss Rosie. And she says to Bassett, so glad you're here. This is such a friendly group. Everyone is lovely. Virtual hugs. Well, I wouldn't say everybody here is lovely. I mean, I bring the lovely and the professional and the righteous and the good. And then other people, I don't know if I'd say they were lovely. Honestly, I don't think, Avery, I've ever described you as lovely a day in my life. Oh, see, he's not even listening now. Oh, hey, Jonathan's here. Jonathan, thank you so much.
I forgot I was on mute.
Oh.
Yeah, you would be correct. Lovely's not a word I would use to describe me.
Jonathan sent a $2 super chat for Herschel. Thank you so much.
Nice.
And he also sent another one for Timothy. Timothy has been working really hard, guys. Timothy, I think most of the times, 9 out of 10 times when they call and they say they're from Medicare, I default to Timothy on everything. I've worked on some new names. I've got one, Brandon Wallace is somebody I'm trying, or a Mark Wallace. I can't remember which one of those I've used. But I had an Amazon scammer call me the other day and asked me my name, and I said, "Well, who are you looking for?" And they said Carl Walters, and I'm like, "Well, damn." I keep forgetting I've used that name in the past. But I got so many, I get lost. How sad is that? It's sad. Rosie says, yes, absolutely. Fur babies have their own clocks. Yes, they do. I got to tell you guys, this is really, really sad. A couple years ago, I had some medical concerns, medical issues that put me in the hospital for a little bit. I was okay. I survived. I'm good. But ever since then, I have not needed to set an alarm clock in order to get up to go to work because my body just wakes it has a lot to do with the light that comes into the room and my eye not being able to shut properly. But I never have to set the alarm, and I haven't. I only have to set the alarm if I have to get up like really, really early for something like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, my body and my mind wakes up around 8 o'clock every single morning. And my normal workday starts at 9, so it's not a big deal. This past Friday, I took the day off of work, and I think my wife told the cats to leave me alone because literally when I woke up, I looked at the clock on the wall and it said 10:03, and I said, no way. There's no way they let me sleep until 10:03. And they did. And my entire day from that moment on was screwed up.
See, you think the cats are being considerate. They're not. They're always plotting.
Yeah, they're always plotting. And they messed me. They messed me. Thank God.
They did it on purpose.
Thank God it was my day off is all I'm saying because, I've never been late to work like that.
They do it on purpose, just like when they knock something off the counter. They like you can even watch them look at it, tap something a little bit, think about it, look at you.
It's one of the reasons
reach over and push it the rest of the way off, just looking dead ass at you.
It's one of the reasons why that door is shut right now, so that they don't come in here and mess me up. So, but yeah, they let me sleep in, and my whole day. What was so bad is I normally run to McDonald's and get breakfast for everybody. And by the time I took a shower and got dressed and everything, got to McDonald's, they had stopped serving breakfast. And I'm like, well, what the hell do I do now? So I left and went to Hardee's, and Hardee's was still serving breakfast. So I got breakfast there. I mean, my whole day was screwed.
Oh,
yeah, I know. All right, hold on. Let me catch up on the chat. Starbright says, how do you make money on here? How do I make money on here? Well, I do have the ability to accept super chats or super stickers. You do not have to send any of those things. I think Jonathan is a fantastic individual for doing it, but you do not have to do it. Some people that do streams, if you super chat them, they'll read your message. I just read everybody, so you don't have to go and do anything above and beyond. You guys just being here is fabulous, and thank you, Jonathan, once again. But Bassett says to Rosie, yes, dear, I agree with you. Well, fantastic. Manuel says, I love watching all your videos on YouTube, Drew. Well, fantastic. Well, here's Avery.
Yes.
This is a really sad point. My wife was out of town last weekend.
Yes.
So I actually got ahead. I had videos scheduled all the way through this weekend, all the way through Sunday.
Oh.
Guess what? It's now Saturday, and guess how many new videos I've put up?
Zero.
None.
None. You lost all that lead time.
I lost all of it. I had almost an entire week. I had at one point. I knew you would do it.
I knew it.
At one point, I had 8 videos scheduled and ready to go. I was ahead of the game. I was like, yes, and
they were uploaded and scheduled. They would post on their own. It was.
I didn't have to do anything. I could have slept in, and they would have still posted. And guess what? I screwed myself by not getting any more made. And it's not like I don't. And it's not like I don't. And it's not like I don't have content. I have a whole bunch of stuff that some really great stuff. I can't wait to share with everybody. But yeah, I blew the pooch on this one. You know,
screwed the pooch.
Screwed the pooch. Okay,
it's not
sorry.
blew the pooch. Oh, gee.
So sorry.
like you and Flash in the Pants.
Flash in the Pants. Yeah.
It's Flash in the Pan.
Yeah, I know, but in my mind, it's Flash in the Pants.
Yeah.
So, but it's like on the way home. That reminds me, on the way home, there's that one song on the radio. Give me the beat, boys, to free my soul. I want to get lost in your rock and roll. For the longest time, ever when I was a kid, I thought the line was, "Give me the Beach Boys to free my soul." I thought it was like an ode to the Beach Boys. Was that song? And it's not until I was much older that I realized that's not what they're saying. It's not. They're not saying Beach Boys. They're saying, "Give me the Beat Boys." Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. All right, back up to the chat. Let's see what's going on. Manuel says, "I love the Betsy Kitty on your videos." Oh yeah, she loves jumping in and getting involved, and just for some reason she can't get she probably could if she wanted to jump from the floor up to my desk, but she doesn't. What she does is she crawls up the back of my chair and perches over my neck and then jumps on the desk from there. But she literally claws her way up my chair. She used to claw up my leg, but yeah. But she's a cutie patootie. My wife calls her the monster. Whenever I hear her yell, "You monster," I know who she's talking to. Bassett says, "I need some tweets of the president. He said Republicans want to cut Medicare." Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. Have you heard of that?
What?
The Republicans want to cut Medicare?
They always say that.
Yeah, I know.
They say that every election. Republicans are going to... Dude, that's that. I've heard that tactic. I've heard that every time. Every election cycle, there's always somebody claiming that.
Well, I've got another scam call I keep getting is they want to send me free COVID tests, and they're specifically for people on Medicare. And now, whether or not that's a real thing or not, I don't know for sure, but you know for a fact that there's nothing for free. If you say, yes, send me free COVID tests, somebody somewhere is paying for it. Most likely it's coming out of the taxpayer's pocket. But I keep saying
government cannot give you anything that it mustn't first take from someone else.
Right. But
it has to take it from someone else.
I keep asking the people that call, I said, "Why are you sending COVID tests? Didn't the president go on national television and say the pandemic's over? Didn't he just do that recently?" And they're like, just drive them crazy. Just pull their chain and drive them crazy. Oh, Fearful Milk's here. Evening, good sir. How are you? Very good, very good. Rosie says hi to Fearful Milk. Starbright says, "Thank you. No, about anonymous. It's hilarious. I'm not the best speller." That's all right. Trust me. It's the reason why I'm talking here is because if I had to respond to your chats by typing, it would go badly. Bill says, "That's illegal. Laugh out loud." Uh-oh, what's illegal? Was it something I did? Probably. Starbright says, "Laugh out loud." Bassett says, "Have anyone like cricket?" Wait a minute. "Have anyone like cricket? Today, my country team, Pakistan, played match in Australia World Cup." Oh, cricket, the game. No, I'm so sorry. I don't follow cricket.
Yeah.
I honestly wasn't sure if he was talking about the insect or the phone service when he said cricket.
Or the insect.
Well, the insect. That's what I said. The insect or yeah.
No, it's a sport.
I live in Jacksonville, Florida. When I tell scammers that, it is true. I do live in Jacksonville, Florida, and we are an NFL town. So the only sport that I pay any attention to whatsoever is NFL football. I could care less about college football. I could care less about soccer. But it's mainly because I'm in an NFL town. I mean, prior to Jacksonville getting the Jaguars 20 some odd years ago, I didn't pay attention to any sports, really. So it's just the way it goes. You live in an NFL town, you tend to, even if you don't follow it, you tend to slightly pay attention to it more than anything else. Even if it's just like this much, you know. But no, I've never watched or played cricket. I have no idea. But Pakistan played a match in Australia. Well, did they win? How did they do? Bassett, you got to tell us. Bill says, I finally figured out that Mick Jagger was saying in the gas. It's a gas. Yes.
Again, Jumpin' Jack Flash.
Jumpin' Jack Flash, yeah. I hate to say it, but the wife and I, when we watch TV or watch a movie, we have to turn on the subtitles. It doesn't matter what we're watching because there's so much stuff we miss because people mumble and people talk fast, and we literally have subtitles on everything. And it really drives us crazy when we're watching regular television and the subtitles are like either ahead or behind because we're reading them while we're watching the shows. It drives me crazy with The Walking Dead.
God, you're so old.
Yeah, I know. But it's just the way it goes. It's what happens when you get old like me, you know? Emmanuel says, I heard that Social Security is getting more money next year. Well, we'll see.
They just got a raise.
Yeah. Rosie says, excellent, hoping they win. Bassett, I don't know about sports, but I do know that Pakistan are world famous for being among the very best players. Have heard them mentioned on it. Okay. Well, other than that one Swedish chick, I don't know anything about football. I mean, soccer. I really know a lot about her. I don't know why. There's something about that young lady that just has my interest piqued. I don't know why.
Thick thighs save lives.
Thick thighs. There you go. Bill says he said scammers. He said screw the pooch. Laugh out loud. He said screw the pooch. Oh, that's not what I said. What did I say? I said
you said blew the pooch.
Blew the pooch. Yeah, I
really blew the pooch. Like, wait, what? That's not how that goes.
Yeah.
What? I mean, you don't want to do either one.
You don't want to do either one. Yeah, you don't want to be accused of either one.
Yeah.
But, yeah. What was the really bad one that I did? I've got the video of it. It's from one of our live streams where we were talking about one of the comic book artists that we were familiar with that did a channel. His name that he used on YouTube was Couch Doodles. And when we were reading an article, or I was reading an article about it, I completely screwed up the name.
You called him Cooch Doodles, and I
changed
Doodles. I changed that to Cooch Diddles.
Now I have a video of that out there somewhere.
Yeah, it's Dan Fraga.
I'm just guys. English language is my primary language. I'm just super sucky at it.
You mispronounce so.
I mispronounce. Yeah, I'm so.
I like a lot.
Yeah, I know. But I try.
Like everybody gets tongue tied sometimes. It happens.
Oh, but I get tongue tied all the time.
Yeah.
My wife has a cousin, and I mispronounce her name every single time I say it. And every single time I say it wrong, her family, no matter who's with us, whether it's her sister, her mother, or her, will correct me. And I always snap back at him and say, do you know who I was talking about? And they go, yes. Well, then don't correct me, because I'm never going to say that woman's name right, ever. I'm just so bad about it. All right, back to the chat. Bassett says, Rosie, thank you for supporting my team. Well, hey, if that's your team, we support them as well. Go for it. I hope they win. I don't know anything about cricket, though. I still don't know anything about cricket. Rosie says, hubby and I do that, though it was only us. We definitely need subtitles. Yep. Starbright says, yes, I got into trouble. I'm on probation for 1 year left, and I'm not a felon anymore. Well, very good. Very good. Stay out of trouble. Don't go to work for any of these call centers. That's all I can ask. Don't do that. Rosie says to Bassett, I'm now hoping they win the game and all of the others too. Hey, isn't the World Series going on right now? The baseball World Series?
I wouldn't know. I don't pay
They're like
attention.
on game 3 or 4 right now. Yeah, I don't pay attention either. I don't think any of the Florida teams are in it, or maybe they are. I don't know.
I used to be an Atlanta Braves fan years ago, but
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care anymore.
Oh, Starbright says, did 1 year in jail. That's not good. That's not good. Well, I'm glad you're out, and I'm glad you're doing better. That's all we can ask for, you know? Everybody gets a second chance, and, you know, you make the best of it. Bassett says, our Prime Minister, Imran Khan, is also a cricketer. Oh, okay. Last Prime Minister of Pakistan whose visit in USA, he is Arman Khan, but now he left the cricket and joined politics. Ooh, which one's a harder game to play? I teased my mother one time. I told her that, I said, when I get to a certain age, I'm going to run for political office.
Oof.
And she said, you're going to do what? And I said, yeah, I'm going to run for a political office. She said, you can't. I said, what do you mean I can't? She says, you have too many skeletons in your closet. I said, so I'm not afraid of any of that.
Did you try to run your wife over with the car?
Not this year.
Oh, okay.
I should be okay. I haven't slept with any prostitutes.
Okay.
I haven't had anybody. I didn't run my car off the road and have somebody die in a river or anything. So, I mean,
no hammer parties with male prostitutes?
No, none of those.
Okay.
I should be okay. I do a live stream with you.
Yeah, that's your problem.
That could get me into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that
had another Fed follow me on Instagram. I was just like, you're so obvious. Oh my God.
You know, the whole idea of using people's social media from years and years ago, taking it out of context and using it against them. I probably have 6 or 7 dozen videos on my channel alone that people could do that with. But you know what?
Who cares?
I'm still considering it.
Yeah.
Yep. Rosie says, don't you think subtitles are needed, though? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The soundtracks can be awful on modern TV and movies. We turn the volume up to hear actors who are mumbling, and then the music almost blasts eardrums off. Yeah. My wife, for some reason, when she's watching television, the volume is down like 15 or 16. And when I come and sit in the living room with her and we eat dinner and we watch TV together, I always jack it up to 22. But she always keeps it at like 16. I don't know why, but she also has the subtitles on the entire time. So she doesn't necessarily have to listen to it. If it's something she's interested in, she'll just read it. Whereas me, I've got to hear it as well as read it. I'm just weird that way. Starbright says, LOL. Hey, Cross is here. Hey, people, he says.
Hey, what's up, Rick?
Welcome, our Canadian friend. He's our friend from the north. Isn't that what they call Canadians? It's not friend from the other side of the pond because he's not across the pond. He's up north. Yeah. That would be Rosie. She's on the other side. She's on the other side of the pond. So, Starbright says, thanks, I got mine. Okay, very good. Rosie says, Arman Khan was an amazing player, world famous. Used to see him on the UK TV being interviewed. It's good he's in politics. He cares about people. Well, that's good. That's good. We've got a lot of in the US. We have a lot of celebrities who go into politics. Like right now in Georgia, we got Herschel Walker, who was a football player, a famous football player who's now running for something. Yeah.
Our choices to vote for were the guy who's incumbent, who tried to run his wife over with a car, versus the guy that threatened to kill his wife with a gun. Like, those were our choices. It's like, God, Jesus.
Okay, wait a minute. So one person threatened and one person did. I think you go with the threat.
Yeah, that's Herschel. Herschel threatened. He didn't try, but he
That's
threatened.
right. That's the.
Warnock tried.
Well, didn't we have like Sonny Bono? Wasn't he a politician?
Yes.
I don't think he's with us anymore, is he?
No.
No. Ski accident, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And of course, the most famous actor turned politician, Ronald Reagan. So we have a lot of those.
Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about him completely. Oh,
they're all terrible.
yeah.
Now we have Dr. Oz too.
Well, see, that's why I should go into politics. You know, I wouldn't be terrible. How much? I wouldn't be terrible. I promise.
All our politicians are all such crooks, weirdos, and pedophiles.
I'd fit right. No, never mind. I was going to say crooks and weirdos, yes, but pedophiles, no. I'm not in. No, I'm not.
They're all awful.
Well, all right. Manuel says yes. The World Series Game 4. Who's playing? That's the question. Manuel, who's playing? Who's in the World Series? Because I don't know. Starbright says my son is in boot camp. I am proud military. We'll take care of him. Very good. Very good. Bassett says, thanks, Rosie. But today, if Pakistan wins to Bangladesh match, second match, India loses to Zimbabwe, then Pakistan will qualify for the semifinals. Are there American teams in cricket? I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, there might be. I don't know.
It's not a sport Americans typically play.
Yeah. It's like what's the one where they roll the thing on ice and they have the brooms? What
I don't know.
Sculling, something like that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, there's some game, there's some winter sport that they play, and I don't know. Yeah. Bassett says, Rosie, yes, Irma Khan is a good player and a good person. Well, very good. We need more good people in politics, you know? Rosie says, semifinals, that would be wonderful. Adrian Comics is here. Do you have Medicare Part A and B? I do. Actually, no, I don't. You know, somebody said that claiming you have Medicare is against the law, and it absolutely is. But I'm claiming it for a scammer calling me on the phone. I'm not claiming it as in order to get my medications or my medical services paid for.
Yeah.
You know,
You're not trying to defraud the system.
I'm not trying to defraud the system. They call me and I just say yes, you know? So, do I have Medicare Part A and B? I do. Rosie says, waves and throws hugs from the other side of the pond. Yes, other side of the pond. There you go. PMG, your choices are as good as ours in the UK. Well, yeah. She says OMG, not PMG. I was starting to think, what is PMG? If OMG is oh my gosh, PMG is please manage the Google. I don't know.
No. Oh my God.
don't know. Manuel says next week the elections. Yes.
I've already voted.
I get some really weird texts because I think my phone number, my secondary phone number used to belong to my daughter, and she being a young female is one of those category of voters that they like to try to influence. They like to send messages. So anytime I get a message for her on my phone, I always respond, you know, like I'm her, but I'm usually very belligerent.
Mm-hmm.
But I got one the other day where they were reaching out to Democrats, which I'm a registered Democrat.
But you're not. But
I've never voted Democrat in my life, but I mean, whatever. But actually, no, I have. And my mother asked me, my mom, who is a New England Democrat, crazy ass New England Democrat.
Yeah. Almost a communist.
Asked me why I never changed my affiliation. And I told her it's very simple. I get to screw with your primaries. And she's like, that is so unfair. I said, no, it's not. There's lots of people that do that. There's lots of people that are in another party in order to screw with their primaries to put a vote.
Yes, that's
towards.
true.
And
How about the states? And I think Georgia might be one of those states where I live now, where
Mhm.
you can vote in the primary no matter what party you're in.
Oh well, Florida, it's you can only vote in your
Yeah,
primary.
but in some states you can vote in primaries that you're not even in that party.
Yeah. Well, both my children registered as independents,
Hmm
and it
I was
pisses them off that they can't vote in the primaries here in Florida
yeah,
because of that fact.
I was registered independent in Florida,
Yep.
and I was shocked when I did my ballot here. At There was actually several libertarian candidates on the ballot
Oh,
because
really?
I was not familiar with what's going on here because I haven't been here that long,
Right.
and
Right.
it's like I've never and whenever I would vote in Florida, I never saw that many libertarians also on the ballot. So I was just like,
Honestly, I
maybe
can't
I need to
remember.
start looking into that more.
Yeah, I can't even remember. Usually when I go and I do my voting, I look at the top two. I don't even look at anybody else. And
Hmm
sometimes there's a lot of other ones. I just don't pay attention to any of
hmm
it. But what's so funny is one of the texts I got was they were telling me, "Hey, early vote is happening right now. Go to your poll." And I responded. I said, and this is my stance on it. I vote on voting day. I vote in person.
hmm
My vote counts. Period. And I said some other disparaging thing about whoever they wanted me to vote for, and they responded, "So sorry, we'll take your no, 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 no. I know what it was. Freaking A, I'll just get out the phone and read you guys what was said." Because the hilarious part is after telling me they were going to remove my name and number from their list, they actually texted me again. So, oh, I love keeping these things. So, yeah. All right, without doing anything, they were talking about, hey, great news! You can vote to ensure one party wins over the other. Learn more about recommended choices at the ballot box, and if you need help confirming your polling place. And I said, oh, I'm not going to read that part. I said bad things. And, okay, wait a minute. I just want to read their response. I sent disparaging things about the people they wanted me to vote for, and they said, "Sorry about that. We will make a note of it in our records and won't contact you in the future." And then the very next day, I got another text message from the same number.
Dude, I'm so tired of the political ads. I'm like, shut up, shut up, shut up. You're all criminals. You're
Yep.
all liars.
Well, I got the one. I'm not sure if you've gotten it. I got the one where they wanted to offer you $250 in order to go talk to your friends and family about voting for Charlie Crist. I mean, really. And I responded back and said, I will gladly take the $250, but I'm going to tell them to vote for the other way. But you can pay me if you like. And they didn't respond.
Oh, they didn't like that.
Yeah. All right, enough politics talks. We don't talk politics here. We don't do that. Yes, it was Manuel. Manuel started it. He brought it up.
No. We had already mentioned because a lot of the bullshit calls you're getting right now is that stuff.
Oh, yes. Oh,
and it's annoying. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Cross says, well, at least you guys don't have Justin as your leader.
No, dude.
I don't know. Would we be willing to take him over what we got?
They're neck and neck.
Manuel says Houston and Philadelphia are in the World Series.
Oh.
Which team is Houston? Is it the Houston Astros?
I don't know.
Is
I
that
don't
right?
pay attention anymore.
Is it the Philadelphia Phillies? I don't know. Freaking guys, bottom line, I'm going to win $1.6 billion tonight, and you guys are never going to hear from me again. I got my ticket. I'm going to win. I've got the numbers. You guys, everybody out there, there's no need to go buy a ticket because I've already got it taken care of. You know what? If I do win the lottery, I'll have one more live stream. And instead of taking super chats, I'll super chat everybody.
It doesn't work that way.
I told my boss, I said, you do realize if I win the lottery, I am not showing up for work on Monday. He says, yeah, me neither.
Yeah. Who would?
Bill says, you are familiar with Modder Paul. He likes making radio stickers and programs gaming. Okay. I think we've mentioned that name before. I wasn't familiar with it then, but okay. Rosie says, oh my God, Trudeau is as bad as Sturgeon here. Scotland, dreadful woman. Like Avery said, our politicians, they're all crap.
Yeah.
Wesley says, nearest to cricket is baseball, rounders here. Okay. Curling. That was it. That was the sport that I still don't know anything about. But I know it exists. Just like cricket.
I know it's real.
There's a new one that's they're going to be building. Is it like handball or something? They're going to be building handball courts here in Jacksonville. There's some push to bring it here. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, a handball or something. I don't know if that's a thing. Cream Pie Lars says, I like Trudeau. He did blackface that one time. Yes, he did. And see, listen, if a guy like Trudeau could do something like that and still get elected, I could definitely be a politician.
Oh my God, dude. I can't.
Avery, I'm serious.
Dude,
No.
I don't doubt it.
I'm going to ask you a very important question.
Oh no.
If I ran for office, would you vote for me?
Probably.
Okay. Good.
I don't see how you could be anywheres.
Well, I was going to ask the question a different way and say, if I ran for office, would you promise not to actively campaign against me?
Oh, no. I have no interest in politics.
Okay, good. That's a yes for that answer then. You would not actively go against me.
No.
If somebody showed up at your doorstep and said, "Hey, we've got it on good terms that you are best friends with Andrew. Can you tell us something about him?" Would you talk to them or would you shut the door in their face? Depends how much money they're offering, right?
Yeah. Okay. I would be like, no, he really is that much of a spaz.
Yes. I've already told my wife that when I'm gone, when my life has ended and my mortal coil has passed on, that there's only 3 people that I want to have speak, and it's up to them if they want to, at any gathering or family event that takes place afterwards. And that's Todd, Avery, and Yulee. And it's the 3 of you guys. And the only reason why is you guys know all my secrets. And at that point, I'm not going to care because I'm not going to be there anymore. Now, if you choose not to, that's perfectly fine. But I don't want anybody else, because I went to a funeral one time where they asked for people to speak. And one of the people that got up and spoke for this person, this relative, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, does this person know this person at all? It's like the things that they're saying are like superfluous, silly shit, you know? It's like, did this person know them at all, or did they just need somebody to speak? You know? I would prefer the 3 people that know me best and know all my secrets and know all the crap I've done and all the crap I got away with and all the crap I tried and didn't get away with. That would be you guys. Mainly because you guys were there with me.
Oh yeah.
For most of it, yeah. All right. Back to the chat. Rosie says curling is huge in Scotland. Isn't it called something else across the pond? I think it's called curling here too, but I don't think anybody here cares. You know, I'm sure there. It's a northern. It's definitely a northern sport. It's definitely, people up in the cold areas of the country that are involved in it. I don't know anybody in Florida that even, like myself, would even know what the name of the sport is. But yeah. So I think it's a regional thing. That's like High Lie. Highlight is a big thing, like in South Florida, like Miami, and it's also super huge in New England. But in the middle of the country, nobody cares about highlight.
Yeah.
You know, and the only reason why I knew about it is because they talked about it in Rhode Island, where I'm from, where a lot of my family was. They have huge highlight betting places that you can go to. Whatever. You know, it's not a sport for sane people. Star says, I changed insurances. I have Humana now. Okay, very good. Adrian says, do you need free quotations for solar? This person knows me. This person knows me. I got one the other day from the solar people. And the funny thing is they call because they say our records show you are a homeowner. My name and my telephone number is not associated with any property, period.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they call saying we've got your number because it's associated with a property is right there. It's a lie. They're just randomly calling numbers and saying, hey, do you own property? Oh, okay, let's put yeah. Despicable. All right. Rosie says, yeah, that's the difference, Andrew. You're not claiming to have Medicare in order to defraud anyone. Instead, it's to prevent a scammer from defrauding others by keeping them otherwise engaged. Yes, that is absolutely true. You guys, I've got some recordings where I've always said that there are legitimate Medicare assistance people out there. And you can call them and you can give them your information and they will help you with your Medicare. The scammers that are calling you, they claim they're going to transfer you to a licensed agent. And in some cases, they absolutely do that. Some cases, they just transfer to the guy right sitting next to them. But in some cases, they will call an actual Medicare licensed agent. And what I've started to do is two things. I ask them first, what's your license number? And then I'll ask them, what's your callback number in case we get disconnected? And I have two recordings of calls in which, as the people were giving me their callback number, the scammers disconnected the line. And in one case, the lady says, oh, we were having technical difficulties. Well, that's because they don't want you to call them back. They don't want you to call the Medicare helpline directly because that defeats the whole purpose of them listening in on your call and stealing your information.
Oh, yep.
And that's ultimately what they want to do. And these people are despicable. Despicable. But yeah, the one lady, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. There must have been a technical difficulty. And my first thought was, why are you still on the line if you're transferring me? Why am I still talking to you? You know? And yeah, she was called out, and I got to see. I know I've got that recording somewhere. I'll share it with you guys. Trust me. Rosie says, yes. Okay, I already read that one. Okay. Bassett says, I think you are confused about cricket game. Sir, no U.S. have a no team in cricket, but other countries like England, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, West Indies have teams in cricket. Canada also. Well, that explains it all. Unless there's a Florida cricket team, I don't know anything about it.
I don't think there is.
I don't think there is. Yeah. Cream Pie says, this isn't one of those stupid echo chambers where people think that Trump actually won the election. No, we try very hard not to talk politics here, mainly because there's too many other important things going on in life than to worry about politics. Hell, we'd be talking about comics right now if y'all would let us. I'm just kidding. I got to catch up with the chat. I'm already falling behind again. Bill says, you're really independent. Most scam baiters don't allow politics on their stream. Yeah, well, I have an opinion about politics. I have an opinion on religion. I have an opinion on what are the three things they tell you not to talk about in public? Politics, religion, and there's something else. Why? If you take a stand one way or another, you immediately turn off half your audience. I'm not going to do that. You guys, we're here because we want to have a good time. We want to talk about scams. We want to talk about things that are going on in our lives. The fact that we mentioned the election just came up, but guys, do what you're going to do. I have no problem with anybody who has a different opinion.
I don't care.
So.
Yeah, I don't care what other people think. I think what I think, and I'm going to do it regardless.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn.
No, we're not going talking about politics. And that's one of those things we will stay away from. I mean, if it comes up, it comes up. But what is it? It's religion, politics, and something else.
Money.
No, it's not money. Maybe it's just the two. I thought it was three big things. But my father-in-law is the one who gave me the advice. And it was years and years and years ago. He says, listen, if you want to be in an entertainment field, and making comics was at the time my entertainment field, whether you want to be a movie star, an actor, whether you want to be a musician and all, a famous baseball, basketball player, whatever, you should not talk publicly about your opinions on religion, politics, and there's something else. I think maybe it's social values or something like that. He said the reason is you immediately turn off half your audience. And it doesn't matter it doesn't matter which side you take or what you say. You're just gonna upset people. So, and I think it was actually Michael Jordan that they were doing an interview with him, and they asked him about his political leanings, and he said, "I'm not going to talk about it." And it had there was some quote about, it doesn't matter which side I'm on, the other side still buys Nikes or something like that. Yeah. Listen, the only people that get to hear my full-throated, endorsement of one thing or another are my family and close friends who care to ask. Otherwise, I keep it to myself simply because guess what? My opinion doesn't matter. My opinion on any of that stuff means diddly poo-poo. And trust me, if you guys are smarter than that. You guys know that if I come out and I say, hey, you all should go out and buy the latest issue of Batman, it may not be your thing. And listening to me is silly and stupid when it comes to going out and buying something or putting your money towards something. Use your own judgment. I am really trying to turn it around to comics instead of politics. But you know what I mean.
I don't mind polarizing an audience. But Andrew does, so I
down
because I don't care.
Yeah, but I do. So we're not
he does, and I'm on his channel, so I bring it down a notch.
Okay, hold on a second.
It's his channel.
Bassett says, "I hope soon U.S. promotes cricket." Well, you never know. All you need is one city to embrace it and to make it important. Make it important to the people of their community, and then people will notice it. But unless there's a U.S. city that does that, like Miami or Houston or crazy ass people in New York, it's not going to happen. Manuel says it's the Houston Astros. I was right, and the Philadelphia Phillies. Hot damn, 2 for 2. And you know how much I know about baseball? The Astros play in Houston and the Phillies play in Philadelphia. That's about all I know about baseball. And the World Series is currently going on. Kushal's here and says, doing good job. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Bill says, everyone in chat gets 1% of your winnings. Done. 1%. Done. I'll make you guys the happiest YouTube family in the world. Cross says, but at least Brandon has an excuse. What?
With his mind going.
With his mind going. Well, I know what he meant. Rosie says, I'd be happy with Betsy Waves. Okay. She's not in here right now. I'm not letting her in the room because she would be crawling up my back right now. Tim says pickleball. Is that a jab at football? Is that what that is? Pickleball. Maybe that's
pickleball's a real thing. It's kind of like ping pong crossed with tennis.
Not handball, pickleball. Yes, that's it. That's it. Because they're talking about
it's a real thing.
either putting in pickleball courts, or I'm not sure if they play on courts or what, but I read it in an article about development in Jacksonville that they were talking about building these new things. And pickleball, that's exactly what it is. Tim nailed it. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. Manuel says, yes, doing have handball game. Oh, they do have handball games in Florida. Okay. Bassett says, OMG, you can't have ideas about cricket. Cricket is the bat ball game. 11 players, both sides of teams. Okay. Bassett's going to have to educate us on cricket because I know nothing about it. Other than the fact that they made fun of people who like watching cricket on The Big Bang Theory. There was an episode or two where what's his name wanted to go to a bar to watch cricket, and they were like, "Oh no, we don't want to do that." And that's about as much as I know about Googlies. Ooglies or Googlies or something was something that was referenced in that show.
I don't know.
Avery, how bad is it that all my references for the sport of cricket came from The Big Bang Theory?
It's pretty bad. I have zero knowledge of cricket at all. Zero.
Bill says, Rashia Sunak wants to get rid of cash. Do we get Bitcoins?
You're going to need something.
Sydney's here. Sydney says, is this live? Oh, I hope so. Oh, crap. You know what I meant to do? Remember how I said I started posting the announcements of my videos on Twitter? I meant to tweet out that we were live streaming, and I completely forgot.
Oh, Andrew, I'm so
and we're now 56 minutes into the show.
So ashamed.
Guys, I suck at this game. I'm just so glad that the people that come to the show. Yeah. Stop. I'm glad that all you that come to the show actually come to the show, because otherwise I'm so horrible at this game. All right, let me catch back up on that. I caught myself, and I appreciate you laughing at me for it.
You're welcome.
Rosie says, it'll be like on Star Trek, we'll all have credits instead. That's one of the things about Star Trek that I thought was interesting, is especially on the first series. Actually, there was a lot of it on Next Generation. They never talked about being paid. Nobody ever talked about getting paid. But they had gotten some type of payment because,
there has to be. Yeah.
In Next Generation, they talked about purchasing like illegal ale and whatnot and having it on board the ship and so forth. But nobody ever talks about their salaries, how much money they make, whether or not they're getting a promotion and all. It was never the idea of Star Trek that it was never about the financial gain. It was about doing something for...
Yeah, because most of Star Trek's a socialist utopia.
Well, yeah, but...
That's the reason I've like, as I got older, I just don't like it.
You kind of realize what they were kind of pitching,
Yeah.
But then they had Stacey Abrams as the president of Earth.
Dude.
Yeah, all right. We'll move on. Cross says it's called curling here in Canada. Wasn't that what we called it before? Curling?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Cross, he knows all about it. Rosie says to Sydney, yes, we're live. Welcome. Cross says, so a perfect sport for you, Andrew? The only one I pay attention to is football. Now, when I was a kid, I did baseball for several years as a kid. I was in karate as a young teenager, which I thought that was going to be my sport for life. But that it ended up not happening. And then swimming was my final sport that I was involved with through high school. But when I was 12 or 13, I was in karate, taekwondo, and my parents moved us from Jacksonville to Pensacola, and there were two different taekwondo associations, and I had gotten to a green belt in Jacksonville, and when I moved over to Pensacola, we went and joined the group there, and they kind of made me redo from the white belt, yellow belt, green belt, and I got all the way up to a black belt, first degree black belt. I was a student instructor, and I was pretty damn good. back in my days when I say I was healthy, in other words, skinnier and more physically fit. And then my parents moved back to Jacksonville, and the Taekwondo Association in Jacksonville would not recognize my my belt, and they wanted me to start all over again as a green belt. And I said, I'm not going to do this. I spent years building up to be what I had done, and I wasn't going to start all over again. I just couldn't do it. So then I went and joined the swim team. And I really sucked at swimming.
No, you should have taken something else.
Well, that was the only thing where I didn't have to run into somebody.
Only if you could foreseen mixed martial arts being a thing. You could have started another martial art, you know?
Yeah, well, actually, the Taekwondo Association that was here in Jacksonville, I don't think they exist anymore. I think they're gone. Yeah. They're way gone, but that's all right. I was a very physically fit and capable young man when I was in my teenage years. I can't remember how old I was when I stopped. I think I was 16. I did it for like 5 years. And I mean, we were at the gym almost every night. And as a student instructor, you get to run some of the classes. And I was pretty good. That's pretty good. My mother, I don't know if I ever told you this story, Avery, but my mother, they convinced the parents to join classes. And the instructor, the main head guy of the gym, told my mother that she had to refer to me as Mr. Charper. And she told him no. And she did not participate in the classes for very long, because I was one of the instructor assistants, and he said, no, I'm not referring to my son as Mr. Charper. And so I was like,
no respect.
Come on, no Mom. You gotta respect the rank. She
no respect.
Nope, none whatsoever. But then again, that's my mom. All right, let me catch up on the chat so we get going here. Rosie says, laugh out loud, laugh out loud. Wondering if that girl on her or her manager will call back on Monday. She has to be new at scamming. It was definitely a wee bit stressful at times. Yes, that she's referring to. I had a video in which a girl called me claiming to be from my cable provider, and I just blew up at her. And then she called me back. Even after I called her a scammer and everything, she still called me back. It was a funny video. I got one last night. That was the weirdest damn call. And I'm really sorry, because the first 2 minutes of the call was completely recorded on my phone, and the volume didn't pick up. So it's really low, but I'm going to make it into a video to share with you guys. But I swear this guy was drunk, and we started talking, just chit-chatting back and forth. And I'm 100% sure he was drunk, but he started telling me about how he had broken up with his girlfriend because he thought she was cheating on him. And then I asked, well, was she? And he said, yes, I found out she was. And I'm like, oh my. And so we're just chit chatting. And this guy, it's sometimes you can get them to just talk. And this guy, I had such a great time screwing with him and having fun with him, but it's kind of sad at the same time, because this is the best job that they can find. And they're still despicable, ugly, disturbing people. But I'll share the video with you guys. Actually, no bad words were said during the video, which I thought was kind of surprising. But the first couple minutes of it, before I got into my office and turned on my camera and started recording it from my computer instead of from my phone, the first 2 minutes, you guys are going to have to be patient. I'm going to try to increase the volume as much as possible so you can hear the beginning of the call. But just so you guys know, it was a really, really weird ass call. But hopefully I can share it with you. Leaks here. He says, I love the content, man. As a Medicare agent that gets calls transferred from foreign telemarketer centers, Interi, it makes me laugh to see how the scams differ from our people saying, says how people say to prospect. Yes. Well, I mentioned earlier, Leak, that I had 2 calls this week in which, when they transferred me to an agent, the very first thing I asked the agent was, "What is your callback number in case we get disconnected?" And the scammers disconnected the line because they didn't want me to get that number to call them back directly because they wanted to stay on the line and listen in. So I mean, I know you guys are aware of that fact that a lot of times they are still listening in on the line. They're trying to steal people's information, and it's almost to the point where when somebody calls you, you probably should ask them, "Are you calling us directly, or are you being transferred?" Because if you're being transferred, you need to call us back directly and not have somebody else on the line. So June's here. June says, when I get a scam call, I answer, Bitkoga investigations on the recorded line. May I help you, please? I'm holding the line. Immediately they hang up. That's funny. I want to talk to them. I want them number one, I want to waste their time. I want them to talk to me. There's very few times where I'll get a call from a scammer and I'll want the call to end quickly. Either I'm like on another call or I've got to run somewhere, and I'll say something that I know makes them hang up.
Or you've got the runs.
I haven't had that problem in a while. Thank you very much. My favorite, my all-time favorite is, who are you calling for? There's more than one person that lives in this house that uses this telephone number that has Medicare. Who are you calling for? And if they don't know who they're calling, they're full of crap.
Mm-hmm.
So, Leak says internationally. Okay, I gotcha. He says there are foreign telemarketers that are compliant, looking for prospects. Laugh out loud. But it's interesting to hear the scammers and how they work out. Yes, it is true. Bassett says, or Rosie says to Bassett, "Look what I found out." Uh-oh. Leak says, "I'll be honest, though, how Medicare Advantage is set up is 100% politics." Yes, that is true. Rosie says, Scotland became associate member of the International Cricket Council in 1994 after severing links with the England cricket teams 2 years earlier. Oh. See? She says, since then, they have played in 3 World Cups, 1999, 2007, and 2015, and 5 T20 World Cup tournaments, 2007, 2009, 2016, 21, and 22. That's awesome. That's good to know. Rosie, you should be very proud of your cricket team. What is the name of your cricket team? That's what I'm interested in. Sydney says, politics, 1, religion, or money. Yes, I don't think money was the third one. Politics, religion. I think it was more like social stuff, like like your opinions on gender and abortion and stuff like that. Social political stuff. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you come down on any of those things. You're gonna tick off half the people watching your show. Period. You know, we can have an argument. Who's better, Batman or Superman? Who's better, Spider-Man or Captain America? Who's better, Marvel or DC? Actually, I know Todd's answer to. I mean, Avery's answer to that. None of them.
They're all garbage now.
They're all garbage. Yeah. Bill says politics, religion, and your prostate. Hey, I'll talk about my prostate.
Politics, religion, and your prostate. That's a good one.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it.
I like it. That's funny.
Rosie says the Scotland national cricket team represents the country of Scotland. They play their home matches at the Grange, Edinburgh, and also some other venues. Okay, but what are they called? Are they like here in Jacksonville? We have the Jaguars. We also have a couple other sports teams here. We have believe it or not, guys, believe it or not, we have a minor league baseball team here. They used to be called the Suns, the Jacksonville Suns. They're now called the Jumbo Shrimp.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
It is terrible. It's been that way for like 3 or 4 years now.
Not that the Suns was a great name, but it's better than the Jumbo Shrimp.
They're the Jumbo Shrimp.
Jesus, yes. How emasculating.
Yeah, go tell one of those players that.
You're the big little things.
Yeah.
For tiny things, you're big, but you're tiny.
Rosie says, "I'm ashamed. I don't know that." Okay, I don't even know if the cricket teams have names like that. You know, like the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know, but I'd be curious. That's all I'm saying. Says, "I know. No, okay. Only thing I do regarding politics today is to roll my eyes."
Yeah.
You could do like my mom does, and anytime something happens in the news for one side or the other, she calls me up and says, "So how do you like being this now? How do you like being representing this?" It's like, mother, you that's a whole nother story.
It's literally her religion.
She's crazy. Yeah. June says, IMHO. What does IMHO stands for?
Listen, if someone's going to listen, this is how I feel about it, man. And I'm not going to go into depth on a side, but if someone wants to accuse you of being the boogeyman, give them. If they want to paint me as a monster, if someone wants to paint me as a monster, I am happy to give you the monster.
Okay, this June says 3 things to never discuss: sex, religion, and politics. I think sex covers the social political stuff that goes on nowadays. You know, like I said, abortion.
Yeah, that goes back to
yeah.
your prostate. I don't want to talk about it.
Prostate. You talk about no, never mind. I was going to say something bad. Never mind. I was going to get myself into trouble. Adrian says, today I got a call from an agent said that you don't wait a minute. Says that you don't have to, do you have the red, white, and blue card in your hand? I say that I do, but I said that it's red, green, and orange. That's funny. And you can tell them you're colorblind. See if they go for that.
Oh, yeah.
Bill says,
I don't know. I'm colorblind.
Bill says, all I can say is foosball.
Foosball.
Hey, I used to like foosball as a kid.
Foosball is the devil.
Yeah. Rosie says, yes, Raj loves cricket on Big Bang Theory. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I have seasons, I think it's 10, 11, or no, 9, 10, and 11. I have them on Blu-ray in the store, and I usually constantly have them playing. And those 3 seasons incorporate Penny and what's his name's marriage, the main guy, Sheldon, and his proposal to what's her name, and then their marriage. So that those 3 seasons cover those things. But the Raj and the babies with what's her name, Melissa
the
Rauch.
short hot girl.
Yeah, the short hot girl. Yeah, she was the best part of that show. Come on, everybody's got to admit that.
Dude, I will admit she's hot.
She is. Now she's made some movies, and I know there was one movie where she plays like a gymnast or something.
I don't know.
I don't think I've seen it, so I don't know why, but oh well. Okay, Tim says that's an up and coming game. These cities are all talking about building these courts. And I once worked at a highlight place in West Palm Beach in the 70s. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about highlight. It's been around for decades, and not a lot of people know about it. I know in where my family lived in Rhode Island, it was a big thing because they didn't have like an NFL team or a baseball team, but they had a highlight place, and it was a big, huge building, and they would go and they would bet on it. It's a betting sport, I guess, but it was really big in that town. So yeah, crazy. Bill says, do you ever watch Ed Bassmaster? Crazy guy. I don't think I haven't ever heard of that one. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Manuel says, I still get emails from scammers asking me yep, don't watch out for those emails. I told you before, watch out for them. Bill says, I made it to plaid belt. my uniform, my gi that I wore was probably my all-time favorite because I had the black belt, and because I was a first degree, you get your first rank is black belt, and then there's first degree black belt. And when you get to the first degree, you actually get your name put on your belt in gold letters. So my black belt, and I have it somewhere around here, actually has my full name on it. And because I was a student instructor, I got the red stripe that went around the collar and down, and that was snazzy.
Yeah.
If you were a regular instructor, the color was a black stripe, but the student instructors got the red stripe, and man, that shit looked great. I look good in that. I look good in that gi.
I have a black belt too.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
It
It's
holds
leather, isn't it?
No, it's
Does it help keep your pants up? Is that what you're saying?
It holds my holster.
Oh, okay. See, there you go. Rosie says, on those occasions, have an air horn handy. She says, not a great name, to be honest, just called the Scotland national cricket team. I Googled all the info, so I'm chuffed to find out too. Okay, well. Bill says, we have a local town football game called the Crabs. Too bad they're not a minor league baseball. They could play the jumbo shrimp, you know.
Dude, oh God, who came up with that?
I don't know.
The jumbo shrimp. It's like, do you hate these poor men?
Up here, Rosie's helping me out. She says, IMHO is in my humble opinion. Gotcha. Guys, I recognize LOL. I know what that means. Now, this is where Avery says, you do? Prove it. What does it mean?
Yeah, what does it mean?
I'm not going to tell you. It's my secret. Shut up. Leave me alone. Rosie says, Amy's wedding dress. Love that episode. Oh, yes. Especially Sheldon's reaction to her dress. He's like, oh, my God, that is so great. That's a great episode. That was a good series. You just really couldn't take it seriously. You know, my mother-in-law would always say that every time she saw that show, she thought of my son, Michael. He's not like that at all. He's not a super brain, and he's not a super geek either. He's a little bit of both, but he's not super. You know, like neither one of us are. I mean, Avery and I and Todd, none of us are super geeks, and we're definitely not super brains, but...
Well, the brains got mad at all the physics stuff they got wrong, and nerds like us got mad at all the geek stuff they got wrong.
Yeah, heaven forbid should they say something bad about, like, or something wrong about Green Lantern or Batman.
But
the world.
They did make mistakes in that kind of stuff.
They did. But, yeah. Cross says, I have season 1 through 9 of Big Bang Theory. Well, I have 10 and 11, and I think it wrapped up with 12. So he says on DVD. Oh, you're old school. Manuel says, I deleted, put it in the trash. My good friend. Very good. That's the way to go. Rosie says to Cross, we do too. Glad we're not the only ones who still have DVDs.
Hey, buying physical is not a bad idea.
It's not.
Because most of these streaming services, when you buy digital, what you pay for can be taken from you.
Oh, Rosie says, I'm so annoyed they haven't released Loki on DVD. Well, you know why they haven't done that, right? They want you to purchase the service. They want you to watch it on their service. They don't want people outside. Like, admittedly, the Netflix Marvel shows, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, I'm not going to mention Iron Fist, and The Defenders were all really good. Very few of them were ever released on DVD. I think Jessica Jones only season 1. I think only season 1 of Luke Cage, and I think maybe 2 seasons of Daredevil. I don't think Iron Fist was ever released on DVD. But the fact is, they didn't want you to buy it on DVD. They wanted you to subscribe to the services. You know? But then again, it all comes down to money. If they can make money off of it, they'll eventually release it, you know? Hold on a second. Bill says, are my DVDs worth anything like Billy Jack?
Someday they will be, because just like VHS and beta tapes now sealed, being graded.
That is true. We were looking at an auction site, Bill, where people had taken VHS tapes. It was specifically horror movies that were still sealed in plastic, and they had them graded, and where they slabbed in plastic and actually had a grade based on the DVD or the VHS tape as well as the packaging. There was a grade based on the packaging, and these things were going for hundreds and hundreds, and in some cases thousands of dollars. So you never know. If you have DVDs that are still sealed, have never been opened, they may be valuable one day. Avery, I have a couple of Steelbook case Blu-rays that have never been opened, simply because I bought them because I wanted to add them to my collection, but I already had the movie in my digital collection, so I never opened them up. They could be worth something one day.
You never know.
It'd be a long time from now, but you never know. Rosie says there's a Loki-shaped space on my bookcase here among my Hiddles DVDs. What's Hiddles? Oh, okay. The guy's name. Yes. Okay. Guys, you got to remember who you're talking to. Not very bright. Manuel says, I'm going to church tomorrow morning. Good friend Drew. Okay, remember to set your clock back an hour. You don't want to show up late. You know, I've done that before. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up. I appreciate everybody who came in tonight. I hope you all have. Yeah, she says Hiddles is Hiddleston. I got Hiddles. I got you. We figured it out. But I appreciate everybody who came in tonight. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. If you're in the States, remember the clocks go back an hour tonight. Don't be late for church, or don't be late for your jobs if you work on Sunday. And it usually screws me up no matter what happens. So I'll be screwed. I'll either get to work early on Monday. You know what
your phone should change on its own.
It should, but that doesn't mean my internal clock is going to change, The worst part about the time change is it's going to start getting dark like at 6 o'clock. And I don't drive well in the dark, so I'm not going to be able to do much driving after work. So, oh well. All right, guys. Peace out. Everybody have a great weekend. And always remember, if you get calls like the ones I get, either hang up on them or screw with them like I do. Enjoy, everybody.
Yay.